Okay, so in this project I'm going to be making just a little decorative tile. I am obsessed with Art Nouveau lately. So if you want to do this project along with me, what you'll need is to find an image that you want to copy, and I just printed out a few here so you can see what I mean. So I looked up Art Nouveau tile and a bunch of images came up, obviously. So I just printed out a few that I liked. And a requirement that you're going to want to look for in the piece you print for this project is you want to look for lines that are like lots of space to work in between. You don't want your lines to be too tight. You want like a lot of nice big space to work with. And another thing you're going to need is some carbon copy paper. If you don't have carbon copy paper, it's a worthwhile investment. Just having one sheet, you can use it over and over and over and over again. I don't know if you can see, but you can tell I've used this quite a few times. You can basically use it so long as there's lots of black surface left on the sheet. And what else do you need? You need a product to work on. For me, I'm just using a scrap piece of plywood that I've primed. And what else? A hot glue gun, some metallic paint or some foil, some metallic-y like gold or silver foil, and the paint of your choosing and liking. That's it. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take your carbon copy paper and place it dark side down on your work surface, and then you're going to want to take your project that you want to trace, and now that I have everything laid out the way I'd like it, I'm just going to go in with some masking tape. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead with a sharp point and trace all my lines. It's even better to use a blue pen, just then you can see exactly a little more easily where you've already traced and where you haven't. Oh, and you're gonna want to make sure that when using carbon copy paper that you're not using it on fresh, like moist paint. It has to be like super thoroughly dried, or it will just like the paint will stick to your carbon copy paper and not actually copy on your surface. And of course, I'm speaking from experience because I'm very impatient and I don't like to wait till my paint's dry all the way sometimes. Okay, from this point, you just want to verify that you in fact got all your lines traced. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold your hand on your project and just do a little peek. I missed a line right there. Right here too. There! And from this point, what you're going to do is you're going to take your glue gun and you are going to follow and trace your carbon copy paper lines. So I'm going to start at the top of my project and get into a good little flow and work my way down. Okay, so from this point you're going to want to just get rid of those little glue stringies all over the place. And also I feel like this is like the most important part of this project is that we prime the hot glue like really thoroughly and really well. So what I'm going to use just a chalk base paint, but you could use whatever primer you feel would be best. But you want to really like go in with like even 2 coats just to make sure that it is really thoroughly covered. You don't want your paint peeling back off the hot glue because that won't look pretty. We want it to look like metal or like carving. More like, we want it to look like welded metal. And it won't look like that if your paint peels up and exposes that gob glue, then it will just look like gloppy glue. Yes, so I'm gonna go in here with 2 coats of chalk paint just on my lines. And if you're using gold foil on your whole project with this, I would suggest going in with a dark paint or primer, like black chalk paint would look good, so that if you get like some cracking on your foil, you just have some black peeking through, which looks nice, instead of having like a bright white light color popping through your foil. That won't look so nice if you don't get full coverage on your foil. Okay, I grabbed a small brush and I got some bronze metallic paint, and what I'm going to do now is go in and paint all of my hot glue lines. Yeah, it's actually more important to get full coverage on your hot glue than it is to like stay perfectly on the lines, because we're going to be painting in the petals anyway. So yeah, and once you've painted from one angle, just go and flip the other way so that you can make sure you got the other side of your hot glue hills. What we're going to do now is we're going to take advantage of all these walls that we've created and flood them all with some water. Just get those all evened out. Yeah, at this point it's fine to still be messy. We're just gonna polish up everything when we're done all our painting. And I'm using Miss Mustard Seed paint here. Okay, I got my hubby to cut it down for me on the table saw. It's like the only tool that I am intimidated and haven't used for myself yet. I'll get there, I'm sure. Or maybe not, it's kind of scary. I am comfortable here, so I'm not going to go in the woodworm room and use the little electric sander thingy. So I'm just gonna put a piece of sandpaper here, and I'm just gonna drag the corner across the sandpaper on a 45. I'm just gonna paint the edges. And I like the wood exposed on the corner there that I sanded off, so I'm just gonna paint a little bit, and I'll probably just go back to the sandpaper. Okay, I'll be up in a few minutes. Okay, you can just wait here for me, and then we'll go up together. And I'm just gonna put a few highlights on my faux metal outline there. Here, I think I like that. And there you have it, guys. I actually poured a thin layer of resin all over the whole project when I was done, because I really liked how it looked when it was wet. So that kind of like gives that super high shine and makes all the colors richer and darker. You can see all the character that's in the paint here. dancing around. And it is just so shiny. Looks like a porcelain tile. I'm really happy with this, and now I'm going to go do it all with everything.